Hey everyone, Jonathan here from Wild Cockatiel Games, Unity game programming for beginners. And in this video, we're going to take a look at how to basically launch a player or an object and shoot them from one point to another, point A to point B. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. So this is a game I'm working on, and when I press spacebar, you can see that a zombie launches out of this barrel and shoots in whatever direction this red painted end is facing towards. So I point that way, a zombie shoots that way. This is just left to right. I need a better example here. But basically, this is the idea of the game. And this is actually a question that came from Reddit. How can they achieve a similar effect? How can they launch a player out of an object and also do things like maintain the rotation? You can see the zombie falls into this barrel on one angle, and then it comes out at the same angle the barrel is facing, regardless of everything else here. So how can we achieve this same effect? And this is actually a question that came from Reddit. And lastly, if you're curious, this is a game I'm working on. When it's done on the Google Play Store, I will put a link to it in the video description. But check it out and support me on Patreon in the meantime. Okay, so I have opened up a new project here and just imported the barrel and player sprites. Now I've already added these into the scene and added some components just to save time and focus on the actual coding, but I'll just quickly run through what I've done. I've added both the barrel and the player to the hierarchy, but I've created a child game object underneath that's responsible for handling only the sprite. On the parent object, player and barrel, there is no sprite renderer. However, there is a Box Collider 2D set as a trigger, and there's a rigid body. On the player, the rigid body is dynamic, so it will obey physics, and on the barrel, it's kinematic, so there's still a rigid body there, but it's only going to move if we tell it to do so. And finally, on the player and the barrel, if I zoom in, you can see that I haven't made the Box Collider the size of the object, but I've made it smaller, and that's because I only want these objects to interact when really it looks like the player has entered the barrel. So I'm just having this as a basic effect. So of course right now if I press play, nothing's going to happen other than that the player is going to fall right through the barrel, which isn't at all what we want. So let's get into the coding. So I'm going to add a script onto both of these, and onto the barrel I'm just going to create a new script and call it barrel. And on the player, I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a new script and call it player script. Player script doesn't exist? Of course it doesn't exist. That's because I haven't made it yet. Silly Unity. Okay, so let's open this up now and take a look. So the first thing I'm going to want to do here is basically, well, make it bigger so you can actually see what I'm doing. If there was no glare coming in on my screen, maybe even I could see what I was doing, so just bear with me in the meantime. So we are going to, first of all, get a reference to the player, and we're going to just call this player script, and under void start, we're going to say player script equals game object.find object of type player script. There we go. And we're going to create a void on trigger enter 2D method and call this collider 2D trigger. And we are going to say if trigger get component player script. So basically if the barrel is colliding with the player, in which case this is they're the only two objects that can collide, so this should always be true, but we're just going to do this for safekeeping. Basically, we are going to end it there and open up this player script instead. And under the player script, we're going to do a new public method, and we're going to call it public void enter barrel. Save this, go back to the barrel, and now we're going to say player script dot enter barrel. So basically if the player collides into the barrel, we're going to call a new method from the player script called enter barrel. And whatever are we going to do with this? Well, first of all, we're going to get some references up here. We're going to get a reference to the rigid body, so private rigid body 2D body, and we're also going to get a reference to the sprite renderer. And just call that sprite. And now we're going to get these references. Body equals get component, rigid body 2D. And if you recall, I said that the sprite renderer is on the child of the player, so there's a separate game object responsible for that. So we're going to say sprite equals get component in children, sprite renderer. So what happens when the player touches the barrel? Well, first of all, we're going to disable physics. So we're just going to say body dot, what was it? Velocity equals new vector 2, and we're just going to give it a velocity of 0 and 0 to stop it from moving as soon as it enters. And we're also going to change the rigid body from a dynamic to kinematic, and we can just do that by saying body.isKinematic equals true, and this is going to help us for rotation, so it's going to obey properly. And finally, we are going to say, actually, let's just test that out. I'm not sure if I need to I was going to disable gravity, but honestly, if I'm changing it to kinematic, I might not need to do that. So let's just take a look and see what happens if I hit play now. Okay, so we can see that the player has entered the barrel. It stopped there. But of course, it looks kind of weird with the head sticking out. So that's why we got a reference to the sprite renderer. And we basically are just going to type sprite, which is responsible for the renderer, dot enabled equals false. And that is going to give the impression of the player really entering the barrel as soon as these two objects collide. So there we go. Looks like the player has now entered the barrel. And finally, what we need to do is we need to actually parent the player object to the barrel. So in fact, when we call this script, we're just going to pass through a reference of the game object itself, the barrel. And we're going to say game object barrel. And we're going to now say transform.parent equals barrel.transform. Now in this case, I don't actually have the barrel moving around, so you're really not going to see a difference. But if, say, this barrel was moving like it is in my game, we want the player object to be moving with it. And the easiest way to do that is to make sure that the player is parented to the barrel in the meantime. And I'm also going to just change this barrel to there we go. I'm going to change the rotation around so we can really take a look at the effects that we want to end up going for. I just got the hiccups. The hiccups are not part of this tutorial. If you do, though, you can try to eat sugar, try to yawn really loudly, or just drink a lot of water, and hopefully the hiccups go away. That's a bonus tutorial right there for you. You're welcome. Okay. So now we actually want to take care of launching the player out of this barrel. So how can we do this? Well, first of all, I'm going to just go over this here. I've put together a little diagram just to show what this is going to look like. So this beautiful square here is our barrel, and this launch direction thing here, well, this is the direction we want to go to. And basically the difference, figuring out how to launch our player into a direction is going to be the difference between the launch direction minus the barrel and then times the amount of force we want to apply for the launch. So of course I'm talking about the coordinates, the x and y coordinates, so the x and y of the launch direction minus the x and y of the barrel. But what is our launch direction? Right now this is just, we know, if we look at this, we know that we're pointing in this way, but we know this, Unity doesn't necessarily. Well, the easiest way to determine the launch direction is just telling it. So I'm going to create a game object underneath the barrel, and I'm going to call this launch direction. I'm going to cheat here and do this in the easiest way possible. I'm actually going to reset the rotation to 0 just for setting this somewhere. And I'm going to put the launch direction where I want it. So I'm going to put the launch direction basically above the head of the barrel. Now I'm going to rotate the barrel again back to 280 degrees, And if I see the launch direction, I see that it's still pointing out here in the direction that we want to go. So that is our launch direction. Now, of course, I need to get a reference to that launch direction. So under the barrel, I am just going to write public transform launch direction, hit Control S to save that, and I'm going to drag that launch direction in as a reference. Where's my script? There it is. Launch direction. Okay, so let's actually look at launching the player now. And for that, I'm going to write void launch player. And under update, I'm going to look for an input. So input.getKeyDown. And I'm going to use spacebar for this. Keycode.space launch player. Oh, and we'll also need launch force. So public float launch force. I'm going to give that 400 F just to start with. Okay, and as I said, the launch direction is going to be the difference between point A and point B. So in this case, that I'm going to do that as a vector 2. Actually, I'm going to do launch dir x. Oops. Float launch dir x equals launch direction dot position dot x float launch dir y equals launch direction dot position dot y, and float pos x equals transform dot position dot x of the barrel. Float pos y equals transform dot position dot y of the barrel. And now we are going to do the math. So we're going to say vector 2 launch dir equals new vector 2. And we're going to just do the math here. So first is the x coordinate. So launch direction x minus pos x, and launch dir y minus pos y. And we'll just comment that launch direction is the difference between our destination and our current position. Okay, and now what we want to do is, of course, well, we want to get reference to the player as well. And what we're going to do here is we are going to say, well, we've already gotten reference up here to our player script. So we are going to say, we're actually going to, I think we're going to handle the launching itself from the player script. So we're going to say public void exit barrel. And we're going to say player script dot exit barrel. However, we are also going to say dot add force. Well, basically, we're just going to send through the launch direction and the launch force. So now we're going to take in here, in the player script, we're going to take in the launch direction, and we are going to take in the launch force. And now, as the player exits the barrel, we're going to need to do a few things. We're going to need to unparent it. So we're going to say transform.parent equals null. We are going to change the body of the rigid body. Bleh. We're going to change the rigid body back to not kinematic, the other one dynamic. So is kinematic equals false. And now we are going to just say body.add force, and we're going to say launch direction times launch force. Oh, and of course, we also need to re-enable the sprite so we can actually see the player launching. So if we type sprite.enabled equals true, and we save all that, and we go back to our game and try it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's launching in the direction we want to go. So of course, let's just be safe. Let's test this out. We'll put the barrel in a different direction. Point it this way. Well, that's exactly the effect we want, so that is working great. Of course, there's one more thing, and that the player is not currently facing the direction that it's launching from. It's just launching the direction that it entered the barrel from. So if you take a look at the player in the hierarchy, we're going to see that even though the player is within the barrel, well, its rotation is minus 54.51. So that is, I believe, the direction the barrel is facing. However, okay, so it just has to do with the way that I've rotated the barrel here. These numbers are a bit different. Let's make this a bit easier to work with. Barrel rotation is 50, and let's see, the player is minus 50. So it's still kind of the same here, but of course, it's not when I exit. And when I exit, the player is basically back to a 0 rotation. So let's just take a look here. I rotate, it's at 50. I shoot, and it's at 0. So if you think about it, what we basically want to do is we also want to send through a reference when we're exiting the barrel of that direction. And we can do that by sending through a reference of the barrel's rotation at the time of launch. And we can do that by sending through transform.eulerangles.z, because we're only really caring about the z rotation here. So save that, and we're going to take in float rot z. And now we can just say, as we're launching out, transform dot, I think it's dot Euler angles. I could be wrong here, so bear with me if I screw this one up. Angles get a little bit tricky. Equals new vector 3. We don't really care about the y, so we're just going to do, or the x and y. But basically, we're just sending through the barrel's rotation and applying that same rotation to the player at the time of launch. Let's see if I did that correctly or if I screwed that up. Nope, there we go. So it is, the player is launching out properly. I did code the angle stuff right on my first time. I think I need a virtual high five right now because angles can be as confusing as all hell. So if I rotate this again around and press launch, the player just launches out in the direction we want. That's basically the effect we're going for. Apologize for the length of this tutorial, but I hope I made that very clear what is happening. Please, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next one.